Hey guys, we're going to learn a new method for how to solve systems today. We are going to use the substitution method. Now, when we want to use substitution, that's because we see that one of the equations is already y equals or x equals. Doesn't matter which one, but that's what we're looking for. Once we see that we have an x equals or a y equals, we're going to substitute, replace that equation into the other equation. Think about how on sports teams you substitute in players or a substitute teacher. Somebody comes in and takes the place of your normal teacher. That's what we're doing here with x or y. Once you substituted, you should only have one variable in the equation. This should make more sense as we go through the examples. We're going to solve that equation for that variable, so we should end up getting an x equals or a y equals, and then we're going to have to substitute back in to find the other one. Our final answer should end up being an ordered pair, okay, with x and y. So let's take a look at some examples. Example 1, we want to look for x equals or y equals. Right here, I have y equals. I'm going to go ahead and use substitution. Now, a letter that appears a lot in substitution is the letter T. So to stay organized, what I like to use is a T-chart. And I normally put my x equals or y equals equation on the left side. I'm not changing anything. And then I'm going to put the other equation on the other side of the table. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to replace the y equals. I'm going to circle this, and this is going to act as my substitute in for y. Notice it's y equals, so I'm going to put it in for y. The only thing that's changing is the y value. So I still have 2x, but instead of y, I'm going to follow my arrow and write that as plus 6x plus 7, and then I still have equals 15. Notice I only have x in my new equation. That's what step 2 was talking about. Let's go ahead and solve this for x. I'm going to put my like terms together, so I get 8x plus 7. I'm going to move this 7 over to the other side. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 8. So x is equal to 1. But think back, when we were graphing, we kept getting an ordered pair. Same thing here. If x is equal to 1, I need to find y. So I'm going to take this and bring it over to the blank side of my table to substitute it in for x. So this is going to become y equals 6 times 1 plus 7. I don't know why I put a parenthesis there. 6 plus 7. Y is equal to 13. Let's go ahead and write that as an ordered pair. So x is going to be 1, y is going to be 13. Here is my final answer. This is where these two equations intersect on a graph. They cross at the ordered pair 1, 13. Let's try another one. Remember, I'm looking for an x equals or a y equals. Here, it just so happens that we have 2 y equals. That's okay. I can still use substitution here. To stay organized, I'm going to set up my T-chart. I'm not changing anything. I'm just writing out what my two equations are. I'm going to circle my equation. Oh, it's the same thing. And we're going to substitute this in for y. Since it's y equals, it needs to go in for the y here. So I'm going to draw an arrow over here. 6x plus 7, because that's what's replacing my y, is equal to negative 2x plus 15. So again, this is going here. Okay, everything in purple is the same thing. We're using substitution. Now I want to go ahead and solve for x. So I'm going to move my 2x over to combine those first. 8x plus 7 equals 15. Minus 7 minus 7. 8x equals 8. Divide by 8, divide by 8. X is equal to 1. substitute back in, because our whole goal is to find that ordered pair. Turns out I gave you guys just a different form of the same equations, but at least you got to see a refresher of how to solve with variables on both sides. Okay, next one. I've got an x equals this time. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, again, it doesn't matter if it's x equals or y equals. I'm going to go ahead and set up my t-chart to stay organized. I always put my x equals or y equals equation on the left side. That's just my preference, but you'll get the same answer no matter what side you have the equations on. So x equals needs to go in for x. X equals replaces x. Y plus 6 plus y equals 10. Okay, I'll go ahead and highlight this. Okay, so this is the only part that changed because it got substituted in. Y plus y is 2y. Subtract 6 from both sides. Okay, remember guys, you can pause this at any time if I'm going too fast. Y is equal to 2, but now we need to go ahead and find x, so I'm going to bring that over here. X equals 2 plus 6. X is going to be equal to 8. My answer is the ordered pair 8, 2. Why don't you guys go ahead and pause the video and try the next one on your own? And let's see if we work through it the same. So I've got a y equals. I'm going to put that first on the left side. I'm not changing any of my equations. I'm just writing them out. Y equals, that's what I'm always looking for. X equals or y equals, we said. Since it's y equals, it's going to replace the y over here. So negative x plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 3. Okay, I'll highlight this in purple. All of this is the same. And now I'm just solving my equation. Definitely highlighted the wrong thing. Let's try again. This is what got substituted in. There we go. Negative x plus 2x is a positive 1x. Move the 5 over to the other side. X is equal to negative 2, but we're trying to find an ordered pair, so let's bring that over. Y equals 2 times negative 2 plus 5. Y equals negative 4 plus 5. Y equals 1. But we want to make sure we write that final answer as an ordered pair. Here's x